hope, help, and healing. With a hint of humor, Hashimoto'sHealing.com. Hey people, I'm Mark Ryan, licensed acupuncturist and herbalist from Hashimoto'sHealing.com. Another area that Hashimoto's has a real profound effect in is also the neurotransmitters. Hypothyroidism and Hashimoto's can lead to deficiencies in important neurotransmitters. And this is a really big effect on how you feel, how you think, and what's going on with you emotionally. These are really the molecules of emotion, as researcher and scientist Candace Pert discovered the opiate receptor in the brain, called them in her book of the same name. There are many, but the ones that we're going to look at here are serotonin, dopamine, acetylcholine, and GABA. A neurotransmitter is a compound released from a nerve terminal. When an electrical impulse travels to the end of the nerve, it stimulates the terminal of the cell to secrete a chemical signaling molecule at a special place between nerve cells called the synapse. What happens with these signaling chemicals is that they make us feel stuff. And with hypothyroidism, we can easily become deficient in them. This is what makes your emotions go all over the map. The most commonly prescribed drugs for hypothyroid patients, besides thyroid replacement hormone, are antidepressants and anti-anxiety medication. And the reason these people are feeling this way is because of this connection between thyroid hormone and these neurotransmitters. Okay, so let's take a look at serotonin first. Too little serotonin can make you feel sadness, rage, loss of enjoyment in things, like you feel like giving up. Serotonin is also used as a messenger to release TSH, and it modulates the production of T3 inside cells, and it actually may influence the rate of T3 conversion. And it works the other way too. Thyroid hormone has a direct effect on the amount of serotonin that's in your body. And if you have too little thyroid hormone, it slows the synthesis of serotonin. One reason a lot of people with functional hypothyroidism will get depressed is because of this problem with serotonin. Next thing I want to look at is dopamine. Too little dopamine can make you feel self-destructive thoughts, isolation, anger, irritability. It's the reward and pleasure molecule. Well, too little dopamine makes you feel like, why bother? There's no reward. Thyroid hormone plays an important role in the release of dopamine. And studies have shown that reduced dopamine can actually raise TSH. Yet another reason why this test is sometimes not reliable for checking on how your thyroid's doing. Next one is acetylcholine. This is a really important neurotransmitter for brain activity. It's responsible for nerve firing. Too little acetylcholine can cause memory issues, slow recall, difficulty calculating, trouble with math, focus. If you're having trouble paying attention, it could be too little acetylcholine. And when you're hypothyroid, your brain uses acetylcholine to make up for insufficient amounts of thyroid hormone. It's like borrowing from Peter to pay Paul, right? And T3 has also been shown to stimulate acetylcholine. Next one's GABA. GABA stands for gamma aminobutyric acid. And too little GABA can make you feel anxiety, panic, and restlessness. It's a calming neurotransmitter. So too little makes you really uptight and not in a good way. It also affects TSH release in the pituitary. It affects how much TSH is released. And it also affects thyroid hormone that are stimulated by TSH, like T4. And thyroid hormones keep GABA in your system after it is released and make more of it. Again, it all goes both ways, right? You're not crazy. It's the impact of hypothyroidism on your brain and these neurotransmitters. And if you have too little serotonin, that will impact your ability to bounce back. Too little dopamine is going to impact your outlook and your enjoyment of things. Too little acetylcholine means you can't concentrate and focus on tasks and finishing them. Making changes requires focus. And too little GABA will make you unable to handle stressors. You may freak out on a regular basis over trivial things. So we have to look at all these things, not pretend this isn't happening. It is happening all the time. And all of these neurotransmitters can be nourished. You can take the raw materials for them and help your body produce more of them when they're deficient. And one of the things I frequently discuss in my teaching and in my consultations is that Hashimoto's is a multi-system disorder. Right? It's not just a thyroid problem or just an immune system problem. It extends into all the major systems of your body, including your liver, the adrenals, the pancreas, the stomach, the digestive tract, and as we've seen here, the brain. And this is often why people don't get better. Their doctors ignore all these other systems, and these things that are breaking down, and they just keep increasing the dosage of thyroid hormone. Well, a lot of times that just doesn't work. You need to have a multi-system strategy. And that's what I'm offering here. A strategy for first determining where these problems are. We've seen a lot of problem areas here. And then a program that's designed to fix them. In the next video, I'm going to show you how this multi-system approach works, and you'll discover some great strategies for healing and saving your brain. I'm Mark Ryan, licensed acupuncturist and herbalist from Hashimoto's Healing.com.
Hope, help, and healing. With a hint of humor, Hashimoto's Healing.com.